Welcome back to season 5 of the Jasil and Alex podcast. We're live from Spain.
Okay. Welcome back. We took a 2-week break for moving out, travels. We've now been here for about 2 weeks.
Has it been 2 weeks?
I think so. We took off. Has it been longer?
I don't know.
We took off June 18th. It's been about 2 weeks. Maybe we're coming up on week 3. Who
We
knows?
have officially adopted the Spaniard lifestyle.
We wake up around 7 to 8. We get going. But then somewhere midday, we come home. We eat, take a nap. And then we start like the second day, and we go to sleep way later because we nap, so that helps.
It's been like 11 p.m. to midnight.
Sometimes later.
The sun doesn't go down until 11 p.m. It's so funky here, like in a cool way. Like,
We're not used to it.
not used to the sun going down so late.
So you can see our recording studio changed from a laptop to a cell phone to a car because.
Well, here
Tell them about the travels.
we are in Playa de Somo, so near Santander, Spain, northern Spain. And when I say we, Caden and I just finished the Camino Inglés. Let me tell you, that was an experience. We'll save that for a few minutes. And after that, I said, hey, I need to do some work. I got to finalize the speech that's upcoming. I got to finalize the book that's upcoming. Just got to really settle down and bunker down. And the one requirement that I had was
Wi-Fi. Alex told me, he's like, we're not on vacation. I really have to get work done. So the next 10 days before we leave to Estonia, I'm going to be working. Like, basically, you're going to have to do your own thing with the kids. And I was like, cool. Sounds good. And then we get to the apartment, and it kind of looks old school. Like, you could tell it was an older person living just by the way it was set up and stuff. And I'm looking around, and the TV doesn't even look like it knows what Wi-Fi is. And I'm like, uh-oh. So I'm looking for the box, and I don't see a box anywhere. And it was pretty simple, setup. So I'm like, the box should be visible somewhere. So I'm like, let me go to the Airbnb listing. And I go to amenities, and it's like, no Wi-Fi. And then I call Alex. I'm like, hey, babe, did you check the amenities of the apartment? He's like, what? No Wi-Fi? And I was like, yup, you got it.
Oh man, it was just a good laugh there. Good laugh. What is the universe trying to reveal to me at this moment? But that is okay because me and Jasil have matching hats.
Has absolutely nothing to do with it.
I know. I'm just trying to.
So Alex has we've been, and then it's not a place where, like in the US, there's free Wi-Fi everywhere. There's not free Wi-Fi everywhere here. So far, the best Wi-Fi I've found is Lidl, but there's really nowhere to hang out in Lidl.
There's no cafe where you can get a coffee and eat a piece of bread.
Yeah, so
the nearest really good place to hunker down and do some work is about 30-minute drive. I'm sure there's closer, but
we haven't found it.
Yeah. It is Starbucks.
Like, it's not
advertised.
Public library. Like, I've also found it hard to, like, where is it advertised? Like, where can you find a place that has Wi-Fi nearby us?
I found one here at where we're at currently, where this car is parked, and it is a acai shop. And I asked them if they have Wi-Fi, and they were like, "Well, we don't normally give it to people, but here you go." And I got the Wi-Fi, but it's a little cramped up. It's a fast casual place, so they're like in and out. It's not a place where
it's busy. Yeah.
It's not where you go and
concentrate on work.
So that's been an interesting development in the last few days. Little work has been done, but that's all by me. That's my choice, and we're making some progress there.
But yeah, the beginnings of the travels, we had that first long haul flight from Santo Domingo to Madrid. The kids did great. Nobody complained. Nobody cried. Everybody was excited. They slept, they watched movies.
When the plane started going fast on takeoff, Linabelle got stoked. She was, like, trying to look out the window. She was in the middle, trying to look out the window. She was getting excited, shaking around like, "Yeah!" It was
They were ready. They were ready. Everybody did great. They loved it. They're excited to be traveling again. And I was surprised yesterday. I asked the kids, I was like, so do you guys want to go back to the Dominican Republic? And they were all like, no. So I was like, uh-oh.
uh,
They're ha-
oh.
they're having a great time. They're really enjoying just check there's more to do, than in our little tiny town that we live in Dominican Republic. So I think that they've just been excited about how much more there is to do. They have a really cool skate park here where we're staying, and the kids are all loving that. And yeah, it's something different. And Grayson, funny enough, I thought he would have a big issue with the wetsuit, but he's gotten into the flow of it. The first few days he was like, help me. And now he's like, I got it, mom. I know how to do this now.
He found it I found it interesting. I was driving him to the beach this morning, and he found it. I don't know if he learned this from someone or he just, like, experienced it himself, but he got a Lidl bag, a shopping bag,
Oh,
put
yeah.
it over his foot, and I watched him slide his whole foot in like that.
Seamlessly.
So here, it's about a 5, 6 minute drive, and I'm like, this kid is gonna take the full time. Like, we're gonna be driving, and he's gonna be trying to navigate and all over the place with his wetsuit, and he did that trick, and he was dressed in 2 minutes. I was like, "What? Look at
Yeah,
you. I learned something. I'm about to bring a Lidl bag round."
he's getting very efficient. We watched that on thank you, Leon. He actually watched that on a YouTube because we were getting prepared for this trip. And that was one of the things we had talked about, him having to wear a wetsuit. And he was like, oh, like wetsuits are so hard. Like, I don't know how to put it on. So I was like, let's look at tips of like, how do you put on a wetsuit very quickly or like most efficiently? And that was a trick that he learned on YouTube. So yeah, he's been utilizing the tips and tricks we looked up about wetsuits.
So we really love this location, Playa de Somo. Obviously, there's many other locations that we love too. We love the other place, in
They all have their own,
Valdovino.
Valdovino. Yeah, they all have their own little like unique things. Like what I really loved about Valdovino, which is the Galatia area, is Galicia.
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 Okay, the Galicia area
Little spit. You gotta spit a little bit.
is that there's a lot of mountains. So oftentimes, like when we were going to a beach or somewhere, it felt like you were in the middle of the forest, and then all of a sudden there's like this beautiful beach. So it felt like you were camping or you were, yeah, in a party. Like there was oftentimes I felt like I was in like Pennsylvania or Virginia in the woods, and then all of a sudden you're on the coastline and you're on the beach, and it was just very beautiful.
Oh, down yonder in the Chattahoochee.
No,
That's
I
what it
don't know what that is.
No?
I
Okay.
have no idea what that is.
I'm gonna have our
I've
own soundtrack for our podcast.
I've never heard that song in my life.
That is a song played in Tennessee
Of course it is.
growing up. It's okay, though.
I'm not from Tennessee.
You know, it's beautiful. One of the things that I've always said to people is that Spain has been one of my favorite countries that we have visited. When we were living here in Italy, well, I say here, when we were living in Italy in 2015 to 2018, we traveled here a few times. Never to the North Coast,
No,
never to the
this
North
was
Coast,
the South.
but we were in the South next to the ocean, and it was beautiful there. And seeing this part, it's a little cooler during the year, throughout the year, and it's also just very beautiful and serene
Yeah.
and peaceful. I mean, you get the city feel. Santander, which is nearby, is pretty city living, and you going back into these cities in Madrid and all these other
We
places.
were in Madrid, and the one thing that I've had forgotten about, like escaped my mind, was how small some European apartment livings tend to be. And I grew up in an apartment in New York City, but it is not small. And then we come here and I feel like it was like 300 square feet. Like it's just the kitchen is tiny, the bedrooms are tiny, the living room's tiny, the hallway's tiny. Like two people couldn't walk down the hallway at the same time. That's how like narrow the hallway was. And you shove our big family into something like that, and you just feel very sardine-like very fast. So that was very tough the first week that we spent in Madrid because we were in a very small city apartment. And it wasn't like, oh, the kids could just go. I mean, they could go right downstairs where the building was and play, but they didn't want to most of the time.
And when we say small city apartment, this is a three-bedroom apartment,
Yeah, like it
okay?
was
So
like
it's
a
not
three.
it's
It's
not it's not small in the terms of, "Oh, we only got 1 room and a
no, yeah,
bathroom." We got a three-bedroom that sleeps the size of our family, but it is still
like it was just tiny. Like everything else was just small.
I take up the whole hallway,
Yeah,
and it's kind of, I'm not by means on the small side, nor am I on the huge
like
side.
but it was like shoulder to shoulder. You're walking down the hallway and you can almost touch each wall with your shoulders. And it was just really tough. When we were in the kitchen, like part of our process of being efficient is that we do more than one thing at a time. Like we're washing dishes, we're cooking, we're putting things away. You could not do that. It was like one thing happens at one time. Like you are not doing two things at one or one person has to be in the kitchen doing it all because there just isn't the space to have a second person in there. So we that was like really hard to shift and adjust the first week after you get used to living with a lot of space and have a different routine. So I struggled a bit with that. Then when we went to the second place, that was a lot better because it was a house and we had a lot more space and the kids had this beautiful outdoor space that they can play. And now we're in a smaller apartment, but it's not as small as the first one. So that's nice too. And we're 10 minutes from the beach, which we were also 10 minutes from the beach in the first not the first place because that was Madrid, but the second place. Um but yeah, it like one thing I'm starting to realize is like I don't know if I could do the city small apartments anymore unless it has like a community playground or pool or somewhere that the kids can go and hang out because it's very tough to be in these tiny apartments. And when you're new somewhere, like I'm not gonna just send my kids outside and be like, oh yeah, sure, like go play outside. Like you gotta get to know the neighborhood a bit, maybe some neighbors, before I get to that point. But if it's something that, is like gated or closed in and the kids can play, then cool. So we've been both of us were like, we kind of forgot this part of traveling that there are places that are small. It makes it very difficult to like live in when you have this many kids because they just with the whole time difference and them adjusting, like there was just hours of the day where they're just full of energy, ready to run and play. And it's like 3 a.m. and we're not going to go take them to a park at that time. So we're like, guys, we cannot tear down the walls.
But let me tell you about the food.
Yes,
Oh, Lord.
we've been deprived.
We have made as a family this is beautiful that when everybody's aligned in the decision making, it is easy to transition, by the way. So, there's no convincing here. We as a family have decided that Europe, Spain, or Portugal, maybe, I don't know, we'll figure this out, but we are gonna be living at least 3 months out of the year
Yeah.
in this part of the world because the food is so much better in regards to quality, meat-wise, it's tender,
I mean,
it's
everything. I feel
juicy.
like even the fruits, everything. Like Dominican Republic, obviously, it's not that they're food sucks, but the humidity and the temperature does not help food stay fresh long. And then obviously they don't have the systems in place. Like when you look at the delivery trucks, everything's exposed to the elements. Like nothing's refrigerated. It's just sitting in the back of a truck with a tarp over it. And that is how they deliver food around the country. And I'm not gonna say they do everything this way, but for the most part they do. And when it gets to the supermarket, it's obvious. Like the food is literally rotting in the refrigerator. Once again, I'm not saying everywhere, but it is difficult and it has been my experience of living there 2.5 years. It is very hard to find some fresh things. So like broccoli, I will not buy fresh. I can only buy frozen. Like certain vegetables like cauliflower, things like that, you just don't buy that stuff fresh. It's full of worms, it's rotting, like celery, something that's like always limp. Even the greens, sometimes it's hard to find, or like you buy them and after 2 days they're rotted in your fridge. So it's just nice to be in a place where the temperature helps food also stay fresher. Like bananas in DR, they last us like 3 days on our counters before we have to freeze them. And as a family, we love eating bananas, but I was like, who's gonna go to the supermarket every 2 days just to, like get bananas? Like we're not gonna be doing that. So
And listen, there's a lot of good things about DR, don't get
Yeah.
me wrong, and that's why we will still live there for 3 months out of the year.
Yeah, there's things we love about there for sure that we're like, well, we still want to go back for these reasons and we still want to live there. But I mean, it's always been in our heart to have or like to go somewhere else throughout the year. And we really do love like being in Spain and Portugal, Sicily. Like we have really loved these places and traveling here. So
And it's just a different first of all, you go to some most people go to Dominican Republic to slow down, it's the island life, and this is a cool drastic difference in pace. And
yeah.
it's not too fast by any means where we're at, but still a different setting, different environment, and that is when I'm gonna steal my wife's, uh verbiage. But when you want to raise curious, capable, and self led kids, you need to let them see different elements of the world. So this one is really nice. And I wanted to say this. I know someone told me recently that I'm all over the place and sometimes they wonder, but I am seeing this nice 1980s roughly Chrysler Dodge minivan that brought me back to my childhood. Oh man, we had that type of van once when I was like 5 years old. It was the car we rode in when I went to my first day of school. So it's
So
right here.
one thing I will say with living in Dominican Republic, I love that the kids are able to they have a little more freedom as far as like going through their morning routines and doing their own thing because the community's so small, everything they do is close by. And that's what I was telling him. Ideally, that's what I'm looking to replicate here too, depending on where we live. Like right now, the Airbnb where we're staying at, Grayson wouldn't be able to come to the beach on his own till he had like a scooter or a bike or something like that. Like it's just unrealistic unless we were to move closer to the beach. So I was like, I would want to replicate a lifestyle where he could still have the freedom to just wake up and go and he doesn't have to wait on us to get ready to take him to the beach because he wakes up and as soon as he's ready, which takes him maybe 5 to 15 minutes, he's ready to go out the door and he does not want to wait for anyone. And I don't want to hold him back. Like, I want him to be able to do that. So I know that as the other kids also get older and get into their own things, like, I want to be able to also give them that freedom of, like, hey, when you're ready to go do your own thing, like, go for it and go do it. And Omar is going to come out in this podcast making all his baby noises. Um, for those watching the video, you'll see he's just hanging out here playing with all our stuff. But we were like, we need to make this podcast happen. So many of you voted that you were ready for it. We took our 2 weeks off, which is what we originally planned for.
I mean, the
So
fact that there was a lot of feedback and votes, I didn't even know that many people listened. So when Jasil told me we got to do this again, I said, "Well, okay,
I guess we
I
do.
guess we got to do it." I Are we talking about the Camino on this
You can.
podcast or no?
You can talk about it.
Oh, okay.
Or we can make it the next podcast. This can be like a welcome back catch up, talk about the travels. We go to Estonia in 2 weeks. The kids are really excited about that. We had to buy a bunch of clothes because like we have the island wardrobe. Like the kids were basically in like board shorts and ratty clothes that they just wore into their everyday activities. So we did a little bit of shopping in Madrid and bought the kids some clothes because Estonia is going to be even colder than here. And I don't know how I feel about that yet. I think I'm okay with it because it's only 2 weeks. And then we're going to El Salvador where it's going to be very warm again. So I'm like, you know what? Let me enjoy it while I can. Let me enjoy the cool weather.
A couple days ago, it was funny. We mentioned at the beginning of this podcast about the needing Wi-Fi, and we didn't. Well, I didn't book a Wi-Fi Airbnb.
But also, real quick, right? Who doesn't have Wi-Fi in their house nowadays? Like, that's just, I feel like 98% of the homes, when you go to book them, they have Wi-Fi. It's just something that you don't even think about because it's so common. And then it made sense when she was like, oh, it's my grandma's house. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. It's Granny's house. But I was like, I didn't even get mad at Alex because I'm like, I don't even think about like, does a place have Wi-Fi? Because they just do. Like, they just have Wi-Fi.
Yeah, but where I was going with that is thinking about our challenges in life, our problems. And if you would have told both of us years ago that this would be one of the biggest challenges at the moment in our life, we would have laughed at you.
What, Wi-Fi?
Wi-Fi. So that's funny that, that's what we're going through right now, and,
I mean, I told Alex, I was like, think about it. We're in Spain. We still have a few more weeks of travels in different countries. And I was like, and the worst thing we could say is we don't have Wi-Fi in our Airbnb. I said, I think life is pretty good. It's
uh,
pretty good. Oh, we had our niece come out here for like 10 days. That was something we did too. We brought her out to it was her first time out of the country other than Dominican Republic. Like she grew up in the US, she's been to DR, but I think that's about it. It was her first time like across the sea. So yeah, she was with us for about 10 days in Spain and now she was off to Paris and crazy. Alex drops her off at the airport. He comes back home and then I get a text message that she like slipped down some steps and she broke her foot. So
she's in Paris for
her
7
par-
days
she was in
with her
Paris for one
boyfriend
week with her boyfriend and his family
and
and she
his
broke her
yeah,
foot.
her boyfriend and her and his parents, and they had to take her to the hospital yesterday, and, I mean, we don't know the update.
Yeah,
Obviously, we know that she has a broken foot, but we don't
yeah.
know if she's, like, wheelchaired up, if she's in a cast, like, what she
Yeah, we don't know yet, but it sucks because I was like, "Damn," like, everything was fine, and then we drop her off, and then it's like, "I broke my foot,"
That's
and then
crazy. And we're a pretty adventurous family. Like I
yeah.
could see if because she goes from the life that she's living to this life that maybe, oh, if she's more active, I could see it. But it didn't happen with us.
No, and then when it happened, it was literally, like, right before she boarded her airplane, so it wasn't anything like we could go and, like, help her, assist. I was like, "Look, try to get a wheelchair to wheelchair you onto the airplane and get on your flight," like, it doesn't make sense on missing it and being stuck here in Spain, which I know she wouldn't wanna be here stuck with us anyway,
I
so
was telling her, like, look, if you wanted to get front of the line privileges and all these attractions that you're doing, just pay extra. You don't have to hurt yourself to do that. And she started laughing and just trying to lighten the mood because her first time traveling outside the country and
well,
um,
she'll never forget it now.
yeah, she sometimes is a little impacted, by stress and being overwhelmed, so just trying to ease it. She was laughing, so that was good to see that she has a sense of humor in it all.
But yeah, we will keep this short. We just wanted to say hello, and we're back, and we will keep the conversations flowing and going. If there's anything that you want us to talk about, that you want to hear about, let us know. And if you haven't checked it out yet, I did a freebie very similar in formatting as my unschooling with confidence guide. I just want to remind parents that this isn't just about parents who want to unschool. It's for anybody who wants to raise curious, capable, self-led children.
Um, it has been fun. Season 5, like,
Season 5.
5 long years. I
Oh,
can't
what?
believe it.
But we didn't record anything for like 3.
Just, I'm being funny. I'm being funny. 5 long years when you
You
think
know,
about seasons, but
Facebook reminded me the other day that we have 8 years of friendship.
8 years of friendship?
Yeah.
Where were the other 7?
I remember I deleted my first Facebook page. Like I
Oh,
deleted it completely. And then 8 years ago I started another one.
oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
So
8 years of friendship.
8 years of friendship.
Ooh.
It's nice to know you. It hasn't even been a decade.
Oh my gosh. And there's so much more to come. The best of it is still ahead of us.
Of course. It always is.
The best is yet to come.
All right, I'm gonna cut this off before he starts singing, and you guys have to like go get some.
Hey, have a good day. Have a good night wherever you're at. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, and we will see you next week. And I will dive into the Camino de Santiago with Caden Mateo.
See you guys. Bye.